We just spent 2 awesome days in the hills of Tianjin's Jizhou district exploring some 1,000-year-old sites and climbing up the Great Wall. Now we're switching things up and getting some R&R in neighboring Hebei province at a new seaside development called Aranya. The name is based on a Sanskrit word, maybe for forest, but to be interpreted here as a serene and secluded place to find meaning. Well, not so serene on days of concerts or shows. There's a theater festival going on right now. Aranya has poured an insane amount of efforts into events for music, fashion, etc., consistently generating hype and attracting throngs of art lovers and trendsetters. According to a Beijing-based consulting firm, Aranya is the only place in China outside Shanghai to host a Louis Vuitton men's fashion show so far. The resort also tailored its little landmark, the community hall, for Valentino's Pink PP campaign. That's the community hall behind me. You can see it's fenced for the theater festival. It should be pretty photogenic on a non-event day, as should the other venues around here. The architectures are a major draw, but if you come here just to snap a few photos, it'd be no different than paying for entry to Disneyland, take a few pics in front of the Cinderella castle, then leave without experiencing the rides. Aranya isn't a theme park, but in my humble opinion, it also seeks to create its own kind of universe, an escape where urbanites can leisurely recharge in an environment gently pulsating with positive energy. Like how the Magic Kingdom instills joy in visitors and magically blocks out negative energy at its gates. Ain't got no amusement rides here, but there are tons of things to do. Take for instance an afternoon with books inside the lonely seaside library. Well, not so lonely now because of the theater festival. It is another one of Aranya's so-called spiritual architectures. It sounds quirky, but according to some users, the collection inside is decent. But for those who want to sweat rather than read, you could skateboard, kiteboard, swim in the pool, run on a treadmill, ride a horse, ride a bike, play tennis, play table tennis, shoot hoops, shoot arrows, and for those looking to splurge rather than sweat, their local brands and crossover collabs hard to find elsewhere. I, for one, could just stare at the sea. I mean, I was born in China, Hong Kong, so I grew up by the sea, but it ain't the same sea. And besides, I live in Suzhou now. It barely has a coast in Taichung, and that's far from my hood, so I haven't smelled the sea breeze for ages. If you enjoy the sense of the sea also, hit that like. And if there's sea, there's seafood, but also a bunch of other foods. I've read that Lanzhou natives swear by the authenticity of the noodles at this shop, and I'm guessing the burgers at this place should be fairly authentic as well. We ate at several of the Aranya cafeterias, which offer wide selections of both foreign and Chinese regional cuisines on the cheap. If you prefer to cook, I think some rental places are outfitted with full kitchens, and there's a neat grocery store stocked with both Chinese and foreign merchandises, giving vacationing families more options. Plus, the whole resort is super children-friendly. Our hotel room comes with adorable slippers for kids. There are playgrounds everywhere, including swings on the beach. Fun for the whole family. When feasible, come see the real beautiful China. And if you come to this corner of the country to see the Great Walls, Shanghai Pass or whatever, maybe consider chillaxing for a day or two here at Aranya. The 60 km long shoreline hill has been dubbed the Gold Coast and was designated a summer heat escape by the Qing Dynasty court back in 1898. In fact, it was pretty chilly last night after a brief but heavy rain in the afternoon. Hard to fathom this comfortable climate after getting scorched under Beijing and Tianjin's summer sun just a few days ago. Time to say goodbye to this pretty and comfy shore, then head back to Tianjin for our train home. 再见!